Hey everyone, RogueGold here, and today I wanted to give some of my quick thoughts on some new PvP balancing initiatives that we've been told the devs are going to work on in Year 5 Season 1. There aren't a ton of details on it yet, so this is likely to be a pretty short video, but I did just want to give some of my first impressions upon seeing what they're going to be going after in terms of balancing, because I think it is pretty interesting. So, without further ado, let's get into this. Alright, so what I want to talk about today is two new items that popped up on the game's known issues board. Again, if you do not have the link saved to this thing, it is in the description of this video, so you should check it out. It's a great way to keep up to date with what the devs are currently working on and looking at in terms of bugs and other upcoming features in the game. But under the investigating category, two new things have been added. It says that they're going to be looking at Riot Foam grenade rebalancing and bleed Hive rebalancing for PvP. And so I just wanted to talk about that because I find those two things that they say they're going to be investigating changing pretty interesting. I want to preface it by saying that I am happy with any efforts they make to balance and make PvP better. I love it. I appreciate it. Keep going for it. I am curious about these though, and like I said, in the descriptions of them, there aren't really any details about why they think they need rebalancing, what their general plan is. It just says the team will investigate it during Season 1. So let's start with the Riot Foam grenade, as they put it. This is the one that is exclusive to the gunner specialization. My main question is, why? Now, overall, foam is a problematic thing within PvP, in my opinion. But compared to the Riot Foam launcher, the skill that you can equip, I think the grenade is pretty balanced because it takes a lot of skill to aim it, land it on somebody, and have them not roll out of it before it actually explodes and entraps them. If you can manage to do all of those things and trap somebody with the grenade, I think it's worthwhile that they get trapped and you get that benefit. That should be how it works. However, if this is their way of saying that they want to tackle how foam works in PvP and they then apply that to the Riot Foam launcher, which I think is much more problematic because of how much easier it is to aim it, how many more charges you can get with it, then I think that would be a very worthwhile pursuit. And in general, I think most PvP players are in agreement with how foam functions in PvP and why it's kind of problematic in the sense that you can basically not invest into it at all and it just traps somebody for X amount of time where they have to hold the button to get out of the foam. What I have always thought would be a much better implementation is if lower tier foam usages, whether it's the grenade or the Riot Foam launcher, just slow you down by a certain amount and then that builds up. Let's say tier 0, you get a 50% movement speed reduction. Tier 1 goes up a bit up to tier 6, at which point you would then be fully trapped in, because that's how skills should work. The more you invest into it, the more power you get with it. And with how quick the time to kill is in this game, foam has always been problematic because you can run it at tier 0, trap somebody, and kill them before they almost even have a chance to react or do anything. So, as I said, very interested to see what their plans are here. I'm not sure why they're going after the grenade and not the launcher, but I'm totally willing to hear out the reasoning, and I'm curious to find out what that will be. The Stinger Hive, on the other hand, I can understand that more. There's been a lot of conversation with the Stinger Hive in the past many years of Division 2 PvP. And maybe some people will disagree with me here, but I actually don't really think it's that problematic anymore. Out of all of the skills in PvP, I actually think the Stinger is a pretty good representation of how power scaling should work with skill tiers and all of that. Because let's be honest, if you run a Stinger Hive at tier 0, you're really in not that much danger. If you stand in it for 15-20 seconds, yeah, it's going to kill you, and you're just going to keep getting bled and more damage over time, but it's really not that much of a threat. And again, that is how skills should be. If you have no investment into them, they shouldn't really do that much. They still have a base function, and the Stinger Hive does. It's an area of effect thing, so if somebody runs it at tier 0, 1, 2, 3, you're going to start noticing it a little bit, and you don't want to stay in there, but it's really once you ramp it up to tiers 4, 5, and 6 where it starts dealing more damage, and again, that's how it should be. If somebody fully specs into a skill build, they should have a powerful skill. It should still have counters, and that is what the Stinger Hive is, because as soon as you roll out of that area of effect, you're no longer going to be hit by it, and that is why it has always felt more balanced to me than other skills, because unlike something like the fire sticky, for example, the Stinger Hive doesn't kill you in one burst, so as long as you get out of that radius really quickly, even at tier 6 you can survive. But it does lock down an area upon which you need to use a jammer pulse or shoot the Hive itself to disable it and push through. So same with the foam launcher, totally willing to hear out why they think this needs rebalancing, what their plans are for it, but I do wonder if there are other skills that could use more attention for rebalancing. Case in point, the fire sticky. You know, now that the shrapnel trap is taken care of, I think the fire sticky is really one of the last outstanding skills that you see used quite a lot, and it doesn't have a lot of counters in that sense. So interested to see what they're going to do there. Again, overall, very happy anytime that the devs want to take the time and the effort to try and balance anything in PvP. So totally curious to see what their plans are with 2 of these items, but I remain skeptical for now. So we'll see how they pan out. That's all I've got for today, guys. I very much hope you enjoyed the video. If so, a like would be very appreciated. And be sure to click that subscribe button as well as turning on the notification bell so that you can stay up to date with all of the latest with the Division 2. Let me know your thoughts on these new things that we see the devs are going to be tackling during Season 1 of Year 5. These 2 items for PvP, the Riot Foam Grenade and the Bleed Hive. Do you think that they are in need of rebalancing? If so, what would your approach be to it? Or if you're kind of like me and think that maybe these 2 items aren't of the most importance, what do you think PvP should get addressed first? Whatever your thoughts are, leave it down below, and as always, I'll be very curious to read through it. If you want to stay connected with me and continue the conversation, be sure to check out the Twitter and Discord links in the description. But that's going to do it for me today, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. RogueGold. Out.